All right, what up, YouTube? Mighty Mike is back. I want to go through this stack now, and I'm going to call this the whack stack, with the exception of this Sonic Mega Collection Plus. What's cool about this is that this contains all the original Sonic games, you know, Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, 3D Blast, whatever. Now, I don't play this a lot because if you really want to play Sonic, like straight up playing on Sega Genesis, that's where it's the most fun. But I just put that to the side for now. This Sonic Riders, skip it. I ended up getting all these Sonic games when my son was younger and he was into Sonic. And for whatever reason, I still got these games because I just never sold them or never got around to it. So watching these characters skyboarding and grinding, I'm like, man, it's so corny. Skip that. Then he wanted Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm like, okay. We played it, and I was like, ugh, okay, son. He was loving it because he was a kid at the time, but skip it. Yes, that is Spy Hunter. Now, no lie, back in the day, in the 80s, I used to love Spy Hunter arcade with that music. Do 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 do. Spy Hunter was dope, right? So I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna go and get it. You know, let me see what this updated Spy Hunter was like. Kick this crap to the curb ASAP. Then there's ATV Off-Road Fury 2. What PS2 owner don't have this game? Because this game used to like come bundled. Like eventually you could buy a PS2 and this was bundled. It's not that this is a horrible game. It's just generic. It's just so generic, you know? I just can't stand how generic that game is. It's like sports games. They just generic. Like after 3 months, it's just like no. So of this stack, I don't play this a whole lot, and it ain't my favorite, but it's definitely the best value for your money. So if you're gonna get a Sonic game, get this one. Seriously, yeah. All right, let's put that back. Roy Jones. I grew up I was around in the 90s, 80s. I grew up in all them decades, but Roy Jones was the man. I love boxing, and this for me was the funnest boxing game. Well, not the funnest. The funnest was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Let's just be real right there. Punch-Out was the funnest. But I like Fight Night because it made great use of the analog controls with controlling the fighter and using the analog stick to fight. You did everything with analog. That had never been done like that before. I had a lot of time with Fight Night 2004. Even though maybe the later games were better, I like this one. I like the way this one controlled. It was a hoop. You know, it was cool. Uh-oh. Killzone. This was supposed to be the Halo killer. This was supposed to be the big first-person war game, first-person shooter war game for PS2. And dang, man, everything on the outside of this game looked perfect. Like, look at this cover art. Like, look at them Hellgas soldiers. And the promotion for this game was just awesome. They seem like some straight up futuristic Nazis. It was like, who don't want to shoot futuristic Nazis in a killer app PS2 game, first person shooter, AAA? And it was all of that. It just wasn't that fun. It just wasn't very fun. Killzone really wanted to be a next-gen game at the time that it came out on PS2. It really wanted to be a PS3 game is what it wanted to be and what it needed to be because it never really quite made the conversion. I played all the way through it, but it was definitely missing something. Halo was definitely a much funner game. It's definitely an area where Xbox beat PS2 was in the first-person shooters. That's why I don't really have a lot of first-person shooters. That's Midnight Club 3. What do y'all think about Midnight Club 3? To me, it's kind of generic. You know, it's kind of open world and racing and souping up your car, but I'm never really a car guy, so putting rims on a car don't really excite me like that. But some people really like the Midnight Club games, but for me, it goes in the generic pile. That's where that goes. All right, this right here. People love them some Star Wars Battlefront 2. I enjoyed it. It was fun online, and I tell you, this game made me almost enjoy the prequels. I almost became a prequel fan from playing Battlefront 2 because I like playing with the clone troopers and the droids. I'm like, I hated the clone troopers and the droids in the movie, but I like them in this video game. Does that make any sense? In the video game, it was cool in the mug. It just didn't translate very well on film. So, you know, I'm a big fan of the original trilogy, but the prequels was awful. And oh my God, the movies they got out now, I don't even know what they call them. Last Jedi, Force Awakens. Oh man, they just make my stomach hurt, make me sick. I can't take it. I mean, I wish the Star Wars movies would just go away at this point. And I thought I would never say that, but I hate those movies now. I hate them new ones. I can't beat Shattered Soldier. I ain't never been able to beat no Contra game. I mean, AABBB, AABBB, select, start, yeah. Without that, forget about it. But Contra Shattered Soldier is probably the closest you're going to get to that original Contra experience on the PS2. They tried some like 3D Contras. Nah, that was whack. This is a side scroller like the originals, but it looks much better. But it's still hard as hell. I can't beat it. I can't beat no Contra. Shadow of Rome. I bought this because I needed a God of War fix. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, okay, so God of War is Greek, so you know you're gonna get the copycat. So here they come with a Rome version. You know, somewhat imitating it, not nearly as good as God of War, but Shadow of War is decent though. It's decent. It's a nice little single player adventure. I don't mind it at all. Here's a rare Indingo Prophecy. Most people would play this on a PC game. This is a story game. You know, like Walking Dead story. Click on it. Story. You know, that's what this game is like. And for a PS2 game, that's unique in how early it is for a PS2 game. You know, being made in that way. This game has multiple names. I forget what else it's called, but it's found a home on PC. But I just like to show that, hey, PS2 was on top of that way back in the day. All right, y'all. So let me switch gears real quick while I'm over here. Now, as you know, PS2 covers your PS1 games as well. And, man, I'm going to just start with, if you never played, you see how old this is, right? That's Legacy of Kain. If you never played Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, then you missed out on the best voice acting in a video game to date at that point. This was so well done. I love the original Blood Omen. I love Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. This series was jamming. There you got Legacy of Kain Defiance. And you probably notice I don't have Soul Reaver 2 and Blood Omen 2 in this stack. They somewhere probably downstairs. But when it comes down to it, I prefer this one and this one over all of the PS2 versions, okay? Original Soul Reaver and original Blood Omen. These two bad boys right here just kick so much booty. Play them. But I'm gonna tell you now, you ain't gonna find this. This is rare. You ain't gonna find that. You might find that, but you ain't gonna find this one. If you got this, keep it classic. I'm at the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna just shut it down. That ends the series, Defiance, but they need to bring Legacy of Kain back, and I don't mean that whack game Nosgoth either. All right, y'all. I think I'm getting down to my last couple of videos, and then I'm gonna shut this down. Thanks for watching.